Zach Breinberger, Operations Officer for Central Kitchen Cleveland. We operate over 145,000 square feet of mixed-use space dedicated to supports for local food production, aggregation, and distribution. Since 2013, members that have started out of our incubator space and have taken our craft food classroom are represented in over 4,000 retail locations across the U.S. Over 300 jobs in our area, 20-some food service establishments. We currently have over 100 members that account for over 30,000 production units per week. Welcome to our incubator kitchen. Welcome to Pod 1 in our incubator kitchen. This pod tends to be where most of our food production companies gravitate towards, but not exclusive to. We've had a lot of food catering and ghost kitchens work out this pod as well. This pod tends to be where a lot of the sauce or liquid volume producers work, as we have our 40 and 60 steam jacketed kettles and our volumetric piston filler. It also houses a lot of our small implements like Vitamixes, RoboCous, immersion blenders, and scales that are used throughout the kitchen. Welcome to Pod 2 in our incubator kitchen. This tends to be where a lot of our catering companies, ghost kitchens, and food trucks operate out of. We have some plug-and-play space for custom equipment like fryers, as well as our flame broilers, stock pot 4 burners, double-stack full-sheet convection ovens, steam ovens, as well as a center table with a sink with electrical drops and a full-size table on a solid wall. Welcome to Pod 3 in our incubator kitchen. This pod tends to be where a lot of the cold production companies work out of or prep for other food service operations. So we have everything going on in this pod, from cold packed pickles to food truck production to labeling. Across from this pod, we have our 2 warewashing sink areas that come to a centralized clean point. But this pod also houses our 40 and 60 gallon mixer, as well as our RoboCous R602s, buffalo choppers, deli slicers, and a lot of other items that are used for a variety of prep activities. Welcome to Pod 4 in our incubator kitchen. This is kind of like our mini pod. We have a lot of cold fill activities that operate out of this kitchen pod, as you can see behind it right now, as well as 3 different ice cream producers that produce out of this pod, and it's used quite a bit for overflow, prep, and production space. At Central Kitchen Incubator, most all of our storage is shared use, although we do have a couple private storage and production rooms. To my right is one of our shared use storage rooms for dry storage. We operate most storage per month per shelf so that our members can flex between needing more shelves in one month for part of the season and less in other parts of the seasons or months. To my left is our 2 walk-in coolers and our walk-in freezer. Welcome to Central Kitchen Food Hub. We're about to step inside and take a look at what we have going on. So this is the entryway to the back end of our food hub from the front door. Beyond this point, we have a pretty heavy food compliance based on a lot of the items that are produced in the facility. To my right over here, we have 2 production rooms. One belongs to Garden of Flavor, who does cold pressed organic juices. The other one is a packing room for Cleveland Kraut. Both of them are roughly about 8,000 square feet and climate controlled. Kitchen's main doorway. Down the way here, we have Garden of Flavor's bottling, or I should say labeling room. So in here, you'll see the back end of Cleveland Bagel, another great company that started out of our incubator kitchen. This is their 2nd location, and they're currently looking for their 3rd. And this is the back end of what is going to be 3 additional retail storefronts to support local and craft food retail activities at our hub. So right now we're going to be entering our main warehouse. It is climate controlled and humidity controlled at a 55-degree temperature. So this is our secondary warehouse. It is a dry storage warehouse. It also houses our 4,000 square foot double palleted freezer. Right here's our co-manufacturing room. We're actually waiting on some brand new equipment to come in. But in here we help support local farmer value-added processing for institutions in conjunction with some of our food hubs in our network, as well as scale up for hot fill and hold acidified high acid products, cold fill processing, and frozen processing as well.